What up, everybody? What up, what up, what up, what up? You made it. You made it back. You followed the yellow brick road. You got to the point of no return. It's episode 6 now, people. 6. We made it. It's your man, your ace, Mitch Ava. Always in the house. COVID-free. Very important. I'm not in a bubble. COVID-free, baby. We got him back. Wes, we got a lot to talk about, but, man, how's your day going, brother?
Oh, it's good. It's good, man. It came off a win. It was always a good week. So yeah, I'm excited. Trying to put a couple of wins back to back. Get back in here. I think I'm at 500, so I'm feeling good.
There you go. We got the man who was absent last week. He got a little business to take care of, on the side. My man Gene the host. The newly signed host with the most. What's up, G?
Nothing much, man. Just having a good time and had a great week. A great week of football. And a lot of low-scoring games in our no man.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. We got to get into that. Like I did notice that too, man. It was kind of weird. Man, we got a legend in the house right now. I'm just going to tell you, man. It's this guy. This is La Familia, La Raza over here. This is my cousin. This is my family. This is the guy. Seriously, it's years and years and years ago. Back in the day. We used to watch football when we were little nothings, like little in the diapers, man. We're just sitting in front of the TV and just no idea what was going on. But that's my ace. Welcome to the show, Mr. Michael. What is going down, brother?
Well, thank you, my man. Thank you. Just chilling, just hanging out, suffering the miserable life of being a New York Jets football fan.
Yeah.
Don't put that.
Just dealing with that misery pretty much. We definitely go way back, that's for sure. But unfortunately,
I feel for you, man. I'm a Browns fan. I lived there for a while, man.
That's good. That's good.
Well, welcome to the Crazy Podcast family. You know how we do it here. We're gonna just kind of jump into it. We had a lot of crazy NFL games. One last night, which was nuts. Kind of could talk about a few things about that. But yeah, I want to start off. I want to talk about last night's game. Actually, I want to talk about the Dallas game. Lee, sorry. Shout out to the boys Rock, my brother. I know you're you're probably still, on edge a little bit, but that defense is sorry. Like it's
no. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt.
Okay, I'm gonna let you interrupt.
I was the first to say, unplug Andy Dalton and that offense maybe take a tick down. They don't, man. It looked like everything showed yesterday. The offense didn't look right. I know Zeke fumbled twice. The defense, I already knew the defense was going to look bad. I just figured the offense would be able to keep pace. And Andy behind him, man, I don't see it.
But here's something that I noticed last night, Wes, and to that point though. I think Mike McCarthy changed the plan too much. Leave it the same. See what he can do with it. Not saying he's Dak. We all know that. We've established that. He's not Dak Prescott. But leave the play calling the same and see if he could adapt to that. Because when Dak went out last week, he didn't have time to change the playbook. He had to go with what he was going with. But he concocted this new plan that doesn't fit what Andy Dalton is.
Yeah. I don't think Zeke fumbling helped him out either. Like
no,
the whole
of course
thing.
not.
They drove the ball those 2 times that Zeke fumbled. They were driving the ball both times. So they were moving the ball a little bit. Both teams started off sluggish. Three and out. There were 3 and outs for like 5 or 6 possessions, between the both of them. So they both started off sluggish, but then they started to move the ball. But every time that they did, that turnover occurred. And that kind of just threw Andy Dalton, like, you got to put the game in his hands now. And I don't think he's built for that.
No, he's not. Yeah, and I'm a Bengal fan, I'll tell you he's not.
But, I got to say, first off, you guys are missing the most important part, and that's that this is an historically bad defense. They are going to break records as to giving up points. They're just awful in every way. And I think they are missing Dak tremendously, and you can see the differences. I for one, was like you, Wes. I thought it was going to be a little tick down, and I think now Dallas realizes why they have to pay Dak a lot of money.
Yep.
Right. Last night proved it.
Absolutely. He's still the passing leader right now,
Yeah.
and he missed a whole week, right? And he's still the passing leader. So what does that tell you?
True.
You know, he was
I
sitting
agree.
up with his leg up last night, being like,
Yep.
They're going to
Yeah,
cost
that's
that a
money
few
last
more
night.
zeros right there, people. Jesus,
Yeah.
give me your takeaway from last week. What game struck you like, from both an NFL and a fantasy perspective? Because that Kenyon, real quick before I let you go, the Kenyon Drake was like literally the only. I mean, Wes, you said Kyler Murray gave you how many points?
About 32.
32. I mean, Kenyon Drake unexpected gives 28 points. So I mean, that would be my fantasy takeaway from that game. I'll let you go, Jay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Man.
for me, man, I'm gonna say that Green Bay Tampa game. I mean, who thought Aaron Rodgers would look like that? I mean, let's be honest. He's been playing out of his mind and goes to Tampa, and Tampa just annihilates them in every facet of the football game. In addition to that, Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw a touchdown, 2 picks, and Aaron Jones is not the typical Aaron Jones. My biggest disappointed player in this game is Mike Evans. I mean, I have him in one of my leagues, and obviously he was like my number 2 or 3 pick, and 1 catch for 10 yards. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah. I mean, is he still hurt though?
Yeah, he's banged up, I want to say.
He's
I definitely want to say he's banged up a bit. But yeah, I think the most surprising thing about that team is Tampa's defense is a lot better than people are giving them credit for. I think they have a pretty solid unit there. And they kind of did last year, too, except Jameis Winston threw so many damn interceptions that, he just put them in so many bad situations. What are you going to do?
I agree.
And now they have Tom Brady. So, yeah, enough said. Sky's the limit for them.
Yeah. No. I think Tampa's going to be. I think Tampa's solid.
Yeah. And
Like,
Gronk catching touchdowns, looking like the old Gronk.
looking like the old Gronk.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, but do you trust that though? Do you think moving forward from a fantasy perspective that he's
Sure,
going
why not? They
to?
have 6 Super Bowls. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I
You got to
think
put a
it's
little
something you can
trust
trust.
there.
Yeah, Brady to Gronk, I think you can trust that. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I think Ronald Jones.
I don't think it's going to happen a lot.
No.
Just because of the way that the receivers are.
Yeah.
They have such good talent at receiver that's their bread and butter. But there will be games like this.
Yeah.
Well, Ronald Jones showed out. I mean, he had a great game.
That's
Yeah,
what
right.
He's my second running back. He's been
Yeah,
great.
he's been running good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm
You don't
glad.
want
I'm
to
glad.
lose no time to Fournette.
What'd you say?
You don't want to lose no time to Fournette.
Oh no! Well, Fournette. I mean, he's so fragile right now. He can't even get on the field. So, what about you, Wes? What game tickled your fancy, Wes? Yeah, I know you can't say you can't say the Raiders game because they had a bye week. So
But actually, it was the Philly Baltimore game. I had a quarterback on a bye week in another league, and I was hesitant on Carson Wentz. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing Carson against Baltimore. I didn't see no better options on the waiver, so I was like, fuck it. Next thing I know, the boys almost won that game.
right, yeah,
They almost won it. I mean, bad 2-point conversion call. They didn't convert, but I'm like, okay. And I didn't think Philly had anything even after Sanders went out. I'm like, ugh.
he likes that Travis Furlow.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever to do with that Furlong, whatever name is. Yeah,
Furlow.
he was balling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Carson I look at him differently now. Like certain quarterbacks make players better than they are.
Right.
And he's one of them I'm starting to see because I'm like, when you look at his position play, you're like, no way. And then you're like, okay, dude put up 35 points with these guys.
Right.
With Sanders and Ertz going out middle of the game.
Right.
So
And
I'm like, okay.
Ertz is
So
done
it's
for
more
a
of an
few
eye
weeks.
opener for me.
Yeah, they said 3 to 4 weeks.
And so I know you have Goddard, Gene. Is he healthy yet or?
I don't know if he's back yet.
I think he got 1 more week out of IR.
And they play Thursday, so
They got
Against the
Richard Rodgers,
Giants, man. So
Richard
Travis
Rodgers
is
third string.
a start, dude. Travis Furlow. That is a start and a half on Thursday night. But again, the Thursday night curse, we all hate it. We'll talk about it, but we'll talk about it a little bit later. But Mike, what game tickled your fancy, bud?
Well, I mean, I have to agree with James. It was, the Buccaneers game really was the biggest surprise to me. I was not expecting. I was expecting a shootout, a very competitive, close. Whoever has the ball last is probably going to win game. And it was a complete blowout, and I was shocked at that. But I don't know. Let me think about this. The most interesting person and team to me is the Arizona Cardinals. I'm really, really interested with Kyler Murray because he is just like a freak of nature to me. He's like 2'7", and he runs around like a little weasel, and nobody can catch him.
You see that?
He scores touchdowns with ease, and he doesn't even get touched or ever hurt. So, like, he's like one of those guys that I really want to see what he can do moving forward the rest of the season. And that's a dangerous team, I tell you right there. The Arizona Cardinals. Nobody wants to play him in the playoffs, I promise. So that's what I'll say about that. So they're the most interesting because,
Their defense is stout,
they
too.
made Dallas look bad.
Yeah.
And they have some good defense. So, I don't think maybe Dallas is probably not as bad as we think. Maybe they just ran into a buzzsaw this week. So.
Okay, I can give that.
And they're probably still going to win the division anyway because the division's horrible. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. 3 wins may win that division right there, but
I mean, this could be historic. Like 6-10 is probably going to win the division.
So let me ask you this about Kyler Murray. Do you think he is a better version of Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
In a way, possibly, because he's so
He's a better
smart.
passer. He's a better
so
passer.
smart, and he can throw that rock. I mean, man, he throws some darts, right? He looks so good as just a regular quarterback. And then when he was a seed, he kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson, to be honest with you. That's what I would compare him to, and that's scary, right? Because Russell Wilson's probably MVP this year.
Right.
So I mean, I would say he's the lesser version of Russell Wilson, but not much. So
Okay.
I mean, I think he's incredible talent, and he surprised me because I thought it was a reach picking him number 1, and I would be the first one to tell you that I thought he was just too small for the NFL. But
watch.
he uses his tiny, diminutive stature to his favor because people just can't tackle him. They can't. In the open field, he makes him look disgustingly ugly.
Look at this. It's probably underrated, but he baseball slides so much, and he don't get hit a lot.
Yeah.
Like quarterbacks that run, which is funny to me, they don't know how to baseball slide. And to us, Mitch, we play. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but we've been playing baseball since we were peewees. Right. Sliding was everything. We did that.
You're also talking about a guy that was a first-round baseball pick as well, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So he's bringing that in where, okay, defender's coming on, boom, he's sliding. And you're not really hitting him. My only thing is he's little, so I see the Russell Wilson, like if you get him to sit in the pocket, you can see his depth in the pocket is like 7 to 8 yards because he got to look over the guy. But outside of that, I think he's better than Lamar because I think he can throw the ball. He can pass better than Lamar.
Yeah.
He may not be as fast as Lamar from 0 to 60, but.
Plus, which one is more sustainable for a longer career? Lamar, what do you got? A 5-6 year window, maybe, of that crazy, freakish athletic ability before, God forbid he doesn't get hurt as well, right? But I just feel like Kyler's so much smarter, the way he plays. He never gets hit. He kind of just, I watched him against my Jets, which is nothing, I know, but he did anything he wanted to do. The whole game, literally. Anytime he wanted to scramble, he ran out of bounds, nobody even touched him, Or he just take off, and go into the corner of the end zone and nobody touched him. So, he's just, or he just throws perfect darts all over the place. So, I am so impressed with the kid. I think he's something else, really.
Well, this week we got a good slate of games. You got games like the Steelers and the Titans, which I think is a great game.
I got a question. What do y'all think about Romeo Cornell in that Houston-Tennessee game? Do you go for the 2 to make it 9?
No.
Or do you just kick the field goal and make it 8 and have them come down and touchdown, 2-point conversion. Because I think that, to me personally, that's a bad call. Because you leave yourself out there to lose, making that decision versus having Tennessee come and win it.
Yeah, well, and you're also asking Tennessee to do two things perfect, right? You're asking them to score a touchdown, and then they got one play where they have to get it in the end zone, or the game's over. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I thought it was a horrible decision when you did it. I mean, I guess I understand the aggressive side of things. You know, the game's over. Basically 9 points, right? We win, but it's just not logical. It's like you're already asking them to not only score a touchdown, but then that 2-point conversion. You know, it's one play. Anything can happen. All you need is one defensive guy to make a play, and you know.
I think they did that. I think they did that because of the record. I mean, if they have a winning record, they probably don't make that decision.
It's like a desperate move that desperate teams do.
Try to win a game. They're winless.
Yeah,
they're winless. So.
Yeah, well, I get like if you're a winless team and you score a touchdown and you're down 1 and you're like, okay, we're gonna go for 2 and just try and win the game. Like that's cool. But this, I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
No, I agree. Speaking of, they play the Packers this week, and I think this is a week that you do start Rodgers and a lot of Rodgers and the crew. This would be a really big shootout. I mean, Dallas and the Washington football team. I mean, Zeke probably have a good game. I mean, Washington does have a good up front, defense on front line, but I think Zeke's
in the low 20s on defense and rush defense though.
Oh yeah, so I mean that you know what that's going to be. I think the Saints are gonna go all off on the Panthers this week. I think that's and it's funny, you guys were just comparing Russell Wilson and Tyler and Kyler Murray, and they play each other this week.
To
me, I don't know. See, I'm going upset special there with the Panthers and Saints.
No way. No way.
Yeah, I think
had 2 weeks to wait for them. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And hopefully Michael Thomas is back.
Yeah,
Mike Thomas. I think they got problems over there, though. Michael Thomas causing trouble.
He went.
He's fighting his brother.
I'm calling upset special.
All right, we'll leave that for the bowl. We'll do a bowl predictions section.
I'm writing that down.
Nice.
Well, we do that kind of towards at the end anyway. We
That's cool.
special kind of. So save that gem for
I guarantee I'm not picking the Jets to upset the Bills. I'll tell you that one. Just skip right by
gotta stick with it, baby. You gotta stick with it. All right, so look, let's just jump into it, man. I people are fired up, man. I'm gonna start with Genus on this one. Genus, I need you to start me off this week. You ready?
What's up?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Are you serious? In the no MaaM league.
Oh, that's home. You're coming home. Okay, we got this.
I'm talking fantasy. In the no MaaM league, I'm the lowest scorer in the whole league and have a 4-2 record.
Get out of here. Is that true?
I'm the lowest scorer out of all 12 teams.
Playing good defense.
And I got the number 1 defense in the league, baby.
Nice.
But man,
defense?
I played
Played my brother.
The boys rock, Mitch's brother. And going into Monday, I'm done already. I have 108 points. He has 68 and change. And he got Mahomes playing, and he has Zeke playing in a PPR league.
Damn.
They give him 36 total. And I beat him by 3 points thanks to Zeke's 2 fumbles. If that's not luck, I don't know what is.
Well, hey, so that "Are you serious" is legit to Ezekiel Elliott. I want to say it. Are you serious, dude?
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Wes, I'm going to go to you next, man. Give me your. Are you serious?
My "Are you serious" is fucking another week. I got a 0 in my lineup. Freaking Mike Gesicki. Holy hat. Oh, Fitzpatrick was throwing to every other tight end on the roster. Except
Shaheen caught a touchdown.
Exactly. Where's he been? Everybody catching touchdowns except for the starting tight end.
Oh my God! He didn't even get a catch. He didn't even get a catch.
Nothing. Third week in a row, I'd have got a 0 in my lineup.
Well, at least you still won.
3-3.
But you won. But you still
won. So all that matters.
You beat my dad. Hey, look. You broke the Aber Kid curse against Big Stu. So good job. Thank you for that.
That's right.
You
Stu
put him
wasn't
back
going
in his
3-0
place.
against us.
He was not going to go 3-0 against his boys. You beat him by 10 points. You know, and that was that. We'll recap that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, you had Kyler Murray. He won you the game, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, I got
Mike,
more on that later.
Mike, I know what we talked about it a little bit, so you want to add on to it? Just go for it, brother.
Well, my Are You Serious is the easiest Are You Serious of them all. And that is, are you serious, New York Jets? Like, are you serious that this is a football team you're putting forth here? You lose 24-0 to the Dolphins. The defense actually played almost okay, I want to say. And we have zero offense. I mean, Joe Flacco looks like an old man out there in a wheelchair. No receiver can get open. But I think we're honestly doing this on purpose because this is my reasoning, and I watch every minute of every Jet game, right? And they brought this kid in, I never heard of him before in my life, and he's somebody they just pulled up, another running back. And he had 2 rushes, you can check it out, for 42 yards in the game, right?
Oh, no, I know the kid.
Yeah.
They took Perrine out to put him in.
Yeah. So they put him in, and he got 2 rushes for 42 yards, and you didn't see him for the rest of the game. So, I mean, that tells you the team's got something, that they want to be losing, right? This is all the tank for Trevor Lawrence, right? You know, that all the Jet fans are screaming about. But for me, it's just pure misery. And, you know, been a fan my whole life. And to not even get excited on Sundays just to be like, okay, I'm ready to, you know, take my beating is just, you know, it's really hard to look forward to. They just really ruin the game that I love to watch, you know. And I watch all these other teams make all these dynamic plays all over the place. In my team. Looks like the high school football team that isn't even very good.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling. I've been there, boy.
We've all been there. All 4 of us have been there. I'm there right now, kind of still hurting, you know, whatever. I'm going to leave.
No. The quote Brad Pitt in Moneyball, he was explaining the Oakland A's and their payroll, right? He said there's the New York Yankees, you know, and then there's the lowest teams, and then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's the New York Jets, folks. That's what we got. We're just, you know, miles below any other team in the league. And it shows on the field. Every team will beat us, and we will go 0-16. You can book that.
Wow.
No.
Wow. That's
yes.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think we're even capable. We already had a game where we had 4 turnovers, and we lost by double-digit points. How are you gonna? We won the turnover game 4-0.
I think we lost by double-digit. That was 1 or 2 games left.
How are you? I mean, come on, dude. You can't. That was our best opportunity. Denver was our best opportunity, really, for a victory. To be honest with you.
No, I'll say that.
That was it. And if you look at our schedule too, that's the other part why I say we're going to be 0-16. Our schedule is brutal. We have the Patriots coming up. We have the Bills, then the Patriots, then it's just misery. The whole schedule. Every game is. I don't see a winnable game. You know, maybe the Chargers. That might be our only chance. Maybe the Chargers is what I'm asking.
Justin Herbert's gonna light you guys up like a Christmas tree, dog.
That's what I'm telling you. That's why I think we're gonna go 0-16. I really do. Yeah.
So my Are You Serious? And I'm taking aim at the NFL again. They've been a thorn in my side this whole season, making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. Here's my problem. So I watched some of these games in some of these markets, right? And they got 20,000 fans, 16,000 fans, 12,000 fans. And then there's nobody. Nobody, right? So I'm saying to myself, I'm like, there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of within the city. The mayor has to work with the NFL, so blah, 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 blah. But you're $1 billion industry. And here's my problem. pay someone better at these freaking stadiums with this freaking fill-in noise. I'm watching games, and no lie, I want to say it was the Green Bay game, and the home team scores a touchdown, and I'm hearing boos. I'm like, what the what are you serious? Like, what's going on over here? Like look, I understand. Look, there has to be some sort of restriction, but there should be I think a general for every team. A lot of teams are slowly letting teams in. Like I think the Raiders are the newest team right that now they're gonna start letting fans in the stadium. No, they're still not.
All
it depends on the government.
All that's run by the state, Mitch.
Yeah. It's the laws of
The
the
states are the ones that are going to say
the
yes or
rules
no.
they have. Yeah, not the NFL. They can't do nothing about it.
Look what the Saints did. But here's to that point though. But check this out. Today, Roger Goodell and his little minions, they had a meeting with the owners, the whatever that dude's name is who owns the Saints, and the mayor, because the mayor the owner of the Saints wanted to have the games at LSU. For some reason, 10 miles down the road you could have a football game with fans, but inside a dome you can't. Whatever. And so now they're allowing it. Apparently, this weekend they're going to allow some fans in.
Yep.
So again, I get what you guys are saying about it's up to the local governments, but I think also it's the NFL needs to put some pressure on these guys. This is a $1 billion company. It needs to be run like that. And I think this COVID got a lot of people shook, as we know. But hey, we went a week with no rescheduled games. That's a milestone this season. You guys realize that, right?
It's going to get worse, man.
Oh no, with the weather getting bad, it's probably going to get worse with flu season coming around. But that's for podcasts like 9 or 10 or something.
But I'm for the other side of things, to be honest with you. I'd rather the stadiums be empty, and I don't want any noise. I want to hear what's going on the field. I want to hear the players talking smack. I want to hear all that shit. I want to hear the coaches. I want to hear everything. Like, why not? They just gave us an opportunity with no fans. Like, why did they even do that stupid artificial noise is what I'm saying. Why didn't they just mic people up so we can kind of hear what was going on? It would be super cool. It would be like inside the game, you know what I mean, while you're watching the game. I don't know.
Well, actually, this year is the most mic'd up guys they've had. If you go to YouTube, after you subscribe to our channel, after you do that, look up NFL mic'd up players 2020. It's freaking hilarious. I want to say it was a guy on. I want to say it was on the Bills, and he kept on looking up. He's like, yo, I think I see somebody. And he's looking around the stadium. It was hilarious, dude. And of course, the best trash talker of them all, and he's mic'd up every week, is Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Because he won't curse. He'll be like, dag-nammit.
He won't curse, but he is very clever at
yeah.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard him say some things. I'm like, wow, dude, that's awesome. He's like, I got you.
But to your point, I would have loved to hear Tom Brady and Ndamukong Suh go at it this weekend. I mean, not Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, right?
Oh yeah,
Aaron Rodgers and Ndamukong Suh go at it. So, all right, well, I'm firing up right now because this is a big one. This is the biggest segment. I'm telling you, I'm getting emails from people telling us that they love the Yes Ma'am No Man segment. So shout out to you guys for doing just a great job every week as we do. But this is where the money's made. This is where you got bye weeks this week. Gee, do me a favor. Who's on bye this week? What teams?
On bye?
Yeah.
I know it's Indianapolis. I got it right here.
I think the Dolphins are one.
Dolphins, Vikings, Ravens, Indy.
Okay. So it's a kind of a crucial week because if you think about it, within that team, besides Gesicki, sorry, Wes, I mean, you got some guys. You got Jonathan Taylor that's not going to be there. You got no Lamar Jackson, no Hollywood Brown.
Lamar, no.
Right. I mean, no Gaskin. Gaskin's been playing pretty good lately. Adam Thielen, no Justin Jefferson. No Kirk Cousins. I mean, Kurt he came back and had a pretty good week this week. So he had 35 points. That's a pretty good week for a quarterback. So,
It look ugly getting there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but hey, Wes, you coined the phrase for me at least years ago when you called it garbage time, the garbage fantasy points, and the king of garbage is Kirk Cousins. We all know that. So, Mike, I'm going to let you start off, man. I'm going to let you start off your week 7. Yes, ma'am. Quarterback of the week.
Quarterback of the week. Let me look at the matchups here real quick.
You got to be more prepared than that, buddy. You want to earn a spot on the cast. You got to fire them bad boys off, baby.
All right. Well, that's going to be a good one right there. So I think the Seahawks and Cardinals in general is probably going to be a shootout. So I would say Russell Wilson, big shocker, I know. But
don't reach for the top on that one, All right, Wes, give me your quarterback. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going with Herbert. I'm a big believer in him.
Look at him. He knew you were gonna say. Look, he had it right there.
They're playing the Jaguars too. Yeah.
Nice.
Good job, G.
Man, we think a lot alike,
man.
Always, man.
The two best co-hosts in podcast history. I'm just saying.
We don't even talk about it before.
Exactly. No. I ain't seen you since like 2 weeks ago.
I'll give you another one that's number 2 for me is simply Josh Allen's going to light up the Jets. So, he's probably going to have 100 yards rushing alone and probably a rushing touchdown at least. So, on top of whatever passing yards he gets. And expect Stephon Diggs to have a monster game.
I figured they're just going to run up the Jets.
Quarterbacks,
man. Stick to the program. Let's go.
My bad.
The reason I say Justin Herbert, man, is the Jaguars have a bottom 7 pass D. They're in LA. I believe he's going to have a huge day.
Yeah.
He's going to have a huge day against the Jaguars that's not doing very well.
Yeah. No,
I agree. I'm going to go. I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to go Mr. Andy Dalton. I'm going to give you the redemption.
No.
Hey, this is my turn, sir. This is my turn.
Slow.
I'm going to say this. I'm not saying he's the number 1 stardom of the week. I'm just giving you one yes, ma'am, of the week. And I just feel that against a team like Washington that is just as bad as the Cowboys, I think that I like McCarthy as a coach, man. He coached Aaron Rodgers. He makes adjustments. Let's see if he makes a real adjustment this week and lets this boy air it out. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, then they're just done the rest of the season. They might as well sit with the Bengals, the Jets, and all the other trash teams in the NFL. But I'm just going to say I'm just going to go Andy Dalton this week as one of my yes man quarterbacks of the week.
I think you're stretching that one, but I think that's wishful thinking about it.
Hey, look.
I think Washington probably got the better defense.
Washington's defense number 2.
Yeah, Washington's the better defense.
Listen. A few weeks ago, a very wise man named Genis Garcia said to me and Wes on this podcast that Travis Kelce was a sit-em. And we laughed at him. And what happened, Genis?
He had like 9 or 10 points.
Exactly. So, hey, love y'all picks. Put some respect on that name if you don't mind.
Write it down, Wes. Write it down like you did mine. Write it down.
I got you.
Put it in a Sharpie for me, man. So permanent ink. All right, Wes, give me your running backs. Yes, ma'am, of the week.
Damn it. I hate to say it because I'm gonna be a.
You're gonna be a homer.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
There you are. Let's go.
I'm gonna go. What to do? Freeman for the Giants.
Okay.
I think
he's got his legs back.
I think he's gonna be all right. He's gonna give you about 15 points.
Okay.
He ain't gonna be spectacular. It's a Thursday night, but I think he'll get me about 15.
No
Or
one,
it
by
can
the
be
way,
Drake. Or it can be Drake against Seattle. That's
listen,
my other
no
one.
one's allowed to say Derrick Henry, by the way, just so we all know. No one's allowed to say Derrick Henry.
I was gonna go that, and then I was like, no, that's too easy. I was like,
That is
that's too
just
easy.
Josh Norman's still having, nightmares. All right, G, who's your stardom?
Todd Gurley. Running back
Nice.
Todd Gurley.
I was
Detroit
looking
has
at that.
They play.
Terrible run D. They're like
Detroit.
bottom 4 run D. Gurley has a new coach for the second game. That is, they played very well last week. I think he gets another 20-plus touches, close to 100, at least 1 touchdown. He's already got at least 2 games with 2 touchdowns this year already. So I think there's a perfect week to do it.
I think Brian Hill's in the way, but I feel you on that one.
No, Gurley's playing good, dude.
Over 20 touches. Last week he had 20 carries and a catch. The week before that he had like 22 carries. 15 carries, but he had a few catches. So he's getting right around 20 touches a game.
Okay.
I think he utilizes them better this game against a terrible run D.
I'm gonna go the same game as West, but I'm gonna go on the opposite side of the field. I'm gonna go with my man, Boston Market Scott right there, baby. He's gonna I like the baked beans, man. I mean, he's ready to go. I mean, he's ready to throw it down out there. No Miles Sanders. They're going into a bye week, so he has some stuff to prove. And he's a decent back. He had a pretty good year last year when he had to come in. And I think that Wentz, as to your point earlier, talking about Carson Wentz, I mean, Boston can catch the ball out of the backfield a little bit. It'll take some pressure off, and it's the Giants. So
I'll tell you what, one thing on that real quick. I think that he's going to do well, but people underestimate the Giants' defense. Their offense is bad, but their defense is terrible overall. So they have a very good defense.
I actually think their linebackers and their safety are really good because they're hitting cats over the middle like there's no tomorrow. So I'll give them that.
Good defensively. Yep. Sorry,
Mikey. Running back time, baby.
So mine's more about a team rebounding as well from a poor performance the week before. And I'm going with Aaron Jones and the Green Bay Packers. And they're going to beat up on the Texans, and I'm expecting them to have a good game.
Okay.
So, I'm expecting them to pound the rock hard with him and Aaron Rodgers do his thing. And,
historically, when they have bad games like that, when he has he comes back and they usually run the ball.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers isn't having it. Yeah.
All right,
so
G.
I'm expecting them to come back hard.
Give me your wide receiver, brother.
Jamison Crowder.
Oh.
Bills passed the suspect. They're 9th worst in NFL, giving up yards to fantasy points to receivers. They're going to be winning, which means the Jets are going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah, he might get some garbage points.
No Flacco. Darnold is back, and Perriman is back, so they can't really double Crowder because then they can throw the deep ball. I think Crowder's going to have about an 18 to 20-point week.
Did they say Darnold's back? I haven't heard them say that he's
back. They said Darnold was back this week. I got it.
He's practicing. Yeah, okay. All right.
Wow. Wide receiver. I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of guys out there who I like, who I think are actually, like. I just think the truth. I mean, there's a lot of good. We're seeing emergence of a lot of the young kids out there this year, and one kid I like right now, and he's going up on Monday night. I'm going to say Allen Robinson, man. He's playing good, and if the Bears could keep Foles upright, he's going to have a good game. I know they're going up against Aaron Donald, and they're back home and whatever, but I mean. I want to say my boy, my little Cooper Kupp. I want to say him, but I like Allen Robinson. He's making the best out of a bad situation. So,
you think he's going to get off with Ramsey on him?
Ramsey could get frustrating, man. If he runs the routes, because he's a big dude. See,
Oh,
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
Route runner also.
No, listen, Ramsey is a big dude, but you know what? Ramsey has hard times against big dudes. It's the little dudes that he likes to take advantage of.
Okay.
When Ramsey is with a guy of his stature, he kind of sometimes has some issues with those guys. I'm just saying. Again, that's the way.
Some volume, I think he can do okay based on if he gets the targets.
Yeah, I'm saying 17. I'd say 17 to 21 points. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh no, I'm saying under. I'm saying under.
No way.
Points less.
I'm saying under.
Yeah.
No way.
Sorry.
I'm going to hand you your pink slip here. I don't like that you're arguing with me. Wait a second. Last week, everything bad he could say about the Bengals because his Raiders were off. He was saying it was a Bengal bash fest at the Easton House last week, right? Now that his Raiders are back, and I'm not even trash talking his Raiders because I was going to go with Henry Ruggs.
No, that's mine.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
But he's still
now he's smacking the razor.
Now he bashes me instead of the Bengals. So I'm just saying this may go down to a 2-man show here, Charlie. I'm just saying. All right, Mikey, give me a wide receiver, brother. Oh, you said he said.
In fact, and mine is going to be my boy that I love, Ridley, and they're playing the Lions, and I think he's going to light it up, especially Julio's still kind of a little bit banged up. And I expect the Falcons to win 2 in a row. So I'm expecting them to still, with their high-powered offense, he's going to have a monster game. So I'm saying 25 to 30 points.
Woo!
Bold prediction.
That's
one spot.
I mean, I will say this in that game also. I'll tell you who's going to have a monster game is Kenny Golladay.
Yeah, I see a shootout.
Kenny Golladay is going to have a day.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that game. I would definitely bet the over, whatever it is.
Yeah. hey, guy down there in the corner with the Yankee hat on, it's your turn.
Oh, you knew how I was going. Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs is back.
I think he's going to go deep a couple of times on that Tampa Bay defense. If they can get time, I think he's going over the top a couple of times. Like I said, I think he's Deshaun Jackson reincarnated, but I think John Gruden's going to dial something up, and you're going to see him go over the top. Primetime game, I can see Gruden pulling out something from his ass.
Well, and so I'm going to start off the tight ends then, the yes ma'am tight ends, and I'll say this, and I don't think that I think because of the way that Tampa blitzes a lot, and they bring a lot of pressure, Darren Waller is going to have a game and a half. He is going to light up the screen because they're always bringing. You cannot, and I'm going to repeat this, and I swear to you, I hope the Tampa Bay Bucks are not listening, and I hope John Gruden, if you subscribe to the channel, which you should if you don't, Darren Waller, a safety or a cornerback cannot cover that man. And what's going to happen is if they drop a linebacker back, it's going to leave time open for guys like Ruggs and the sleeper of the week, Hunter Renfrow. But that's another thing. But yeah, I'm going Darren Waller. Back off of a bye week. He's going to have a good game. Mike, who's your tight end?
Hold on a second, man. Go to somebody else. We'll be right there. Sorry.
I'll go. I'm going Hawkinson. I agree. I think that Detroit-Atlanta game is going to be a shootout.
Look at you guys sharing.
No, Jay, no! They're not going to believe us.
Not ever. I swear to God. I'm picking 2 starting next week.
But, yeah, I just think that game's going to be a shootout. And I just need Matthew Stafford just look for the tight end a little bit.
Well, no, so you guys got the same pick. Just expand on it. Tell me what.
The reason I got him is because Atlanta has given up the second most points to tight ends in fantasy. They've allowed 7 touchdowns to the position this year.
Woo!
Huh?
No, I'm agreeing.
Oh, I thought you said something. Yeah, I mean, Schultz put up 660 and 2 touchdowns. Robert Tonyan put up 698 and 3 touchdowns. And Jimmy Graham put up 660 and 2 touchdowns. Schultz put up 9 for 188.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So between you two guys, give me what do you think points wise, Hawkinson?
I'm gonna say about he's gotten 1 catch the last 2 games, each game for a touchdown. That's it, the whole game. I say that changes this week. Galladay's gonna burn them once, and they're gonna start playing a little bit further back and leaving the middle open for him. I'm gonna say about 18 to 20.
Okay. Wes?
I was going to say about 15. I'm worried about the running back. I think the running back is getting more action.
Yeah, Swift is playing good.
Yeah, so I'm just worried about that in the middle field stuff may not be all Hawkinson, and they may get that running back some catches. But I give him about 15.
2 touchdowns ain't out the realm, man. 2 touchdowns.
I agree.
That's 18.
Yeah. All right, Mike, you ready for us, man?
Yeah, man. Sorry. Travis Kelce. They're playing the Broncos. I mean, how can you go wrong with Travis Kelce?
Up from the top, bring him down a little bit.
Bring him down.
Bring him down a little bit. No. Look. Yes. I mean, we typically don't go with that, but
okay.
No. But here's my thing. I'm gonna tell you.
Sleeper then? All right.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna justify.
I'll give you a different one though.
No.
Nobody will pick Evan Ingram.
Oh,
The Giants going to play against the Eagles. Going to be a tough.
He's been playing good. He's been playing good lately though. But real quick, I want to
better of late, so maybe he has a surprise game.
Yeah.
Gets a touchdown.
He gets targets.
He gets touches, yeah. So real quick, I want to justify the Travis Kelce thing, and I'm going to tell you why. Real quick, I want to spend about a minute on this. But check this out. Le'Veon Bell is joining that team this week. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone who thinks, unless Andy Reid plans to have both of them, Hilaire and Bell, out there at the same time,
Which he might.
Okay, it's going to hurt everyone but Kelce. Because Kelce is that big body over the middle that he always is going to rely on. I think everyone else's numbers are going to sacrifice.
Yeah. I don't see them sacrificing much, really, because that's how the Chiefs are. I mean, he'll get probably 10 to 12 touches maybe in a game. You know, a lot of them are probably going to be pass catching now. You know, or maybe it's only 6 to 8. You know, but even so, you know, I don't think they're gonna. You know, he's just another weapon for them. You know, and they're gonna use him like. And he'll probably have some big moments because it's the Chiefs, and he's probably going to catch the ball in wide open field with nobody within 20 yards of him. You know?
Right.
The way Andy draws up plays, you know, it's just, you know. I mean, yeah, I expect him to have good numbers, but I don't think he's going to be, you know, they're sticking with Hilaire. You know, he's going to be the second back, the breather guy.
The Darrell Williams right now. That's exactly what he's going to be. The Darrell Williams. Maybe
exactly. With a little better, certainly an upgrade, you know, from him. So
because Hilaire is not good inside the red zone. That's quite frankly, that's just how it is right now with him. He's a great running back, but once you get inside that 10, he cannot score. He hasn't scored, I don't think, inside the 5 or something.
Right.
He's a great running back. So I think Bell is going to take where Williams' spot is and get some of those red zone touches where that's where he'll have his value at a boom or bust kind of player. Watch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he'll probably catch, you know, I mean, he can have a game where he'll get 5 or 6 receptions, you know, in the game. I can see that, you know, and him scrambling one and getting, you know, 60, 80 yards or something like that. You know, you combine that with a touchdown or two, yeah, you don't know. Right? I mean, it could be a decent second option or something, especially a bye week option or something. I don't think he's the feature guy by any means.
No.
So, yeah.
Bless you. All right, well, Wes, I'm going to let you start off with the no, ma'am. No way. I'm not playing you this week. Quarterback, no, ma'am, of the week.
Oh, quarterback? Oh, man. I thought we were still on tight ends.
What, did you not give a tight end?
Yeah.
Quarterback, I'm not playing.
You did one.
You gave one. Yeah, you gave one.
You gave me and him gave Hawkinson.
Yeah, wake up, man. What's up?
No, I thought we was going backwards, no man in some same position. But I'm going Damn it. He's too easy. I want to say Danny Dimes, but no, that's too easy. I'm going Foles. I don't like Foles against the Chargers.
That was my pick, Wes.
Prove it, Mike. Prove it.
We need written proof. We need written proof.
Well, I'm saying, especially against Aaron Donald. There's no.
Yeah. Like I said, I just think that Donald going to give you pressure in the middle. He's going to take away the number one receiver with Ramsey. And I'm not a fan of Foles. Like I said, if you get him moving, get him out the pocket, he's flawed.
Right.
Yeah.
G, who's your sit-em of the week?
My sit-em of the week is the team.
I'm sorry, you're no man.
Jared Goff.
I almost say golf.
Chicago has a top 10 defense. The running backs do better at running against Chicago than the quarterbacks do at passing. So I think the Henderson, Brown, I think they have a better game running the ball on the ground. And I see Goff probably throwing 2 picks again.
I'm
hey,
actually
Genius, hold up. Do you know like the over-under in that game? Because I don't think it's going to be about, 40, 45?
I can tell you what it is right now.
Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
I'll hear from Caesar.
I'm going to go with Gardner. I don't have as good enough mustache to compete with Giovanni Bernard Minshew. He's a total sit-em for me this week. I think the Chargers coming off of a bye week. Bosa's healthy. Melvin Ingram's healthy. They're coming, and with the emergence of Herbert, hopefully he's going to extend some drives, and they'll stay restless and get ready just to kill him. And then I think that's what they'll do. That's my no way in shape or form am I playing Minshew this week. Mike, we already went to you for your.
I got a second one now. I got a second one.
We'll go for a second one.
That's fine. That's fine.
Jimmy
G.
G.
Jimmy G. He's playing the Patriots. Bill Belichick. Patriots. He still always manages to muster up a pretty good defense and knows how to plan against a certain quarterback.
And that was his guy.
I still expect him to have a tough game, especially because he's familiar with them. So I'm sure he knows all of his weaknesses as well. Yeah. And if you know anything about Belichick, he's going to exploit every bit of those weaknesses. So.
And I wouldn't start Cam either. I wouldn't start any quarterback in that game. Either quarterback.
Yeah, no, correct. I think I would sit both. Unless Cam has a couple of rushing touchdowns, which is certainly possible.
I don't think
it's more of a bust than a boom.
Besides Kittle, and that's a really thin line I have with him right now. I wouldn't touch anyone in that game right now.
Yeah, nobody. And I expect Belichick to, but that's Belichick though. He's gonna. That's why I didn't say Kittle as tight end, to be honest with you, because I saw they were playing the Patriots, and he's probably gonna double team him the whole game and make his life hell, and then force Jimmy G to do something else. And
so Deebo Samuel could actually have a good game.
He could, yeah.
Right. So, all right. So who's up? So we're gonna go. We'll go. Who's what? You started. So Genius, we'll let you go. No, ma'am. Running back of the week.
Running backs.
Joshua Kelly. He has a solid matchup on paper.
Right.
Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson's problem, man.
I need that.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
He catches the ball.
Yep.
He's a much better back, and it showed. His first game back, he had a lot more carries than Kelly. He had more snaps than Kelly. I think Justin Jackson's taking over. Sit Kelly, don't start him, man. Trust me.
Right. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna sit this week a no ma'am. I'm gonna go with David Johnson for the Texans. Again, pissed off Aaron Rodgers, pissed off Packers team. They're gonna come out on fire. That's my opinion. Mike, you running back. No way you're gonna play him this week.
Yeah, this one's kind of a surprise, probably to most people. I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs, and I just think it's because
get him
defense and
Blue Raiders.
I think the Buccaneers defense is going to start to come into their own, and they're going to be one of the premier defenses of the league. So this really isn't an indictment of him, but I think he's going to have a tough game. I think he's going to get under 100 yards for sure, and. Maybe he'll get in the end zone once, but I don't think so. I'm going
number one rush defense.
What?
Tampa's number 1 rush defense in the NFL.
Yeah. I'm expecting it to be a tough matchup for him. I think the kid's great. I just think it's a tough week for him, to be honest with you. Yeah. So they got a lot of boys in the middle in Tampa.
Yeah, they do. Wes, who's your running back? Sit him of the week.
My running back sit him of the week.
Or no, ma'am.
No ma'am of the week.
No, ma'am, sit him.
No, ma'am. Sit him.
Man. I don't know where to go. I want to say McKinnon for the 49ers because I know your boy Mostard is out.
He's out.
I don't like McKinnon because it's a Bill Belichick, and I think he's going to take that away. I just don't like San Francisco's offense without Mostert in there. Like, I think they become one-dimensional. It's Kittle all day, every day when it's no running game. And I don't think they have a running game if Mostert's not playing.
Right.
I don't like McKinnon.
Yeah, I expect that to be, by the way, a low-scoring, ugly game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mike, you started us over with the wide receivers, Mikey.
who would I sit?
Oh no, wait, Genius, you went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Genius went.
Yeah.
Who would I sit wide receivers? I'm thinking here.
No, man, wide receiver.
No, ma'am, sit him. I got mine. If y'all
I'm going to go with Allen Robinson, just because it's against the Rams.
Told you.
And I feel like, right, he's going to be matched up probably with Jalen sometimes at least. And, I think that's going to be a tough matchup for him. And I think he's a good, solid receiver, but once again, just a tough week for him. It's going to be, and it's Monday night game, so that always kind of. And I think the Bears are just the worst 4-1 team I've ever seen in my life, or whatever. Whatever. 4-2, I think. Sorry.
5-1.
5-1. Yeah, the worst 5-1 team I've ever seen.
Gee, I'm gonna throw to you on this one.
Me?
Yeah, I'll throw to you on this one.
CD Lamb.
Yeah.
I like that.
Lamb. Washington has a number 2 pass D. Zeke's going to have a big day running the ball. I don't see Dalton throwing the ball 54 times. I think the game will be close. I think he doesn't throw but 25, 30 times. Zeke is running the ball very well. Pollard's backing him up very well. They still dink it to Zeke all the time. He had 8 catches just yesterday.
This is more of
Fee Cooper. You still got Gallup. You got your tight end that you've been getting 5 targets to a game. That's his safety outlet. I think CD suffers this game.
I think it's also the no Dak factor, right? You gotta factor that into the equation. So, yeah, good choice.
Wes, what you got, bud?
I'm going with the Rams receivers. I don't like Woods or Cup this week. Like, I don't like that game altogether. I think that's going to be a defensive game.
Right.
Chicago and
45.5.
What is it?
45.5.
All right, so that's 20, based about 20 points apiece, roughly. Yes, I don't like none of the receivers in the game on either side of the ball. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go. I know, again, it'll be a shock, and that's fine. But I think that they have a really good defense, and we talked about them a little bit ago. And I'm gonna say, I don't like. I think DK Metcalf is going to have a good game, but I don't think Lockett's going to have a good game. I think Lockett will be shut out. That Buda Baker, that dude, he likes to hit people hard and violently, and I love that. I think that, and I think that DK, who's just a freak of freaking nature, he'll be fine. I mean, I don't know. I think that defense could slow down Russell a little bit. I don't know what's slowing down. Maybe only three touchdown passes. That's slowing Russell down.
I think that game's
but he's still gonna have a good game. But I think Tyler Lockett will be out of the game. He'll be a no. A second thought. Tight end now. Who wants to start off with tight end? We'll do it random. So who wants to start off with the tight end?
I'll go.
All right.
We got Darren Fells. He had a great week last week. I think he drops back to reality this week, man. Get to reality. I don't like.
That's on the Texans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wes, give me your no man's tight end.
My no man tight end. We already mentioned Schultz.
Did you?
I mean,
Who mentioned?
you can say anybody outside of the top 5, basically. I was like, would you start them guys? I mean, you're not starting Ingram. You be Ingram. I'll put Ingram out there. I'll put Ingram out there. Nobody. Yeah, he gets all the volume, but he's not doing nothing with it, and that's what's the frustrating part. Number one thing is you want a guy that starts, who gets all the snaps, the targets, but he's not doing nothing. It's a waste.
All right, I feel you. Mikey, who's your tight end?
It's going to be simple. Gronk. And I just think it's just Tom Brady. You know, one week he'll throw it to Gronk, and then the next week he won't. I think he's going to be like that all year, where it's going to be hit or miss with him. So I think this is just a miss week. Not for any other reason, just that he's not going to do much. And they'll probably still win the Patriots. I mean, Buccaneers. Yeah, I just don't see Gronk having a big game against the Ravens. I think it's a tough matchup a little bit too, defensively.
I'm going to go because I don't know why people are big on this kid. I'm going to go Eric Ebron. I think the Titans defense is for real. I think that, Ben's not even looking at these guys anymore because, they're getting covered over the middle. So they're a non-fact. They're more blocking than anything. I know that's kind of a weak one. If I go 1A, I'd probably go Drew Sample for the Bengals. I would not start him against the Browns defense this week. I think the Browns have an underrated defense, to be honest with you. And that's coming from a Bengals fan talking to a Browns fan down there with Genus. But I wouldn't start him this week at all. So, all right. Well, that wraps up the yes ma'am, no ma'am of the week. We got you guys want to just jump into a no ma'am recap and let Mike sit here and just analyze what he's hearing. Then we'll do some bold predictions at the end before we shut it off for the night. So let's go back to it. Let's talk about the no ma'am fantasy football league, baby. We had some good matchups. We always talk about our own matchups. I'm gonna let Gina start off this week.
Hey man, I won. That's all that matters. I won 108 to 105. Thank God Zeke fumbled the ball twice. That allowed me this victory to be 4-2 right now and still fighting for my life. Because if I tie somebody else, if I went 3-3, I'd probably be in 8th place or 9th place.
Yeah, because you're tied for 4th right now, behind Carlos, Colombian 6, and Devin, who's 4-2.
Yeah.
As well. But Devin got you by like 100 and
I'm up behind you, Mitch. I beat you.
Colombian got me by almost 200 points, Mitch. Okay,
yeah,
I ain't beat nobody in a tiebreaker, buddy. But guess what? As long as I keep winning, I'll make it.
That's all that matters. Hey, you have your time to speak down there, sir.
Wait a minute. That's not are you serious? Wait a minute. Rewind the tape. Are you serious? How am I behind Mitch and I beat him head to head?
Because you got less points than me, sucker.
It's all points.
It's on points. It's on points. That was a charity. That was a charity gift I gave you a few weeks ago.
How was the number one tiebreaker points over head to head? Come on, commish.
Yeah, that's how it always should be.
Hold on a second. You're the co-commish, you idiot. What are you talking about? You're the co-commish.
True.
Don't just blame it on me. But no, Jesus, seriously, your matchup. If I could break it down, if you don't mind, I'd like to. The one thing that stood out for me, and I wanted to actually really talk about this. You had, although it wasn't a lot of points, okay. You had some solid guys. Swift. That plug and play for you. That was a good put in.
That was a must start. There wasn't nobody on the waiver. I said,
right.
You think they were just coming off that bye? Weren't they on a bye on week 4?
Yeah.
And the kid looked good, man.
He did. He looked really good.
He ran the ball over 100 yards rushing for the first time, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, man. He helped me. I mean, look at his kicker scored almost more than anybody on my team.
McManus.
Yes.
He has McManus. I mean,
24. Ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, the guy kicked the ball and hit the space station the other day. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. All right, Mike. So that was the loss that Lee was talking about last night.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Brother Lee. Man, I love you, man. Aver's forever, baby. But
love you, Lee. Sorry, bro. I had to do it to you.
I mean, that was
his whole
bad.
team was on a bye week, though. That's why. His whole team was on a bye week.
He got hit with the bye pretty bad on that week. But again, that goes back to what we've said over the weeks on this podcast, was when you're drafting, and we could have a drafting special one of these days. When you're drafting, you got to be aware of those bye weeks. You got to be aware of when those bye weeks are, because if you get hit with that 1 week, and here's the kicker with this year with the COVID.
Yep.
You get hit with a bye week and COVID at the same time. You might as well just leave the whole roster empty and just leave a kicker and a defense in there and just keep it moving. So. All right, well, I guess I'll let you talk now, Mr. Eason. You beat up an old man. I hope you're proud of yourself, but
Hey, man. Hey, it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. Still love you, Stu. But I think, because I look at it, and I was kind of going comfortable Monday night, because when you look at Stu's lineup, he had receivers that Kyler Murray was throwing to.
Right.
So I figured that any points he got, I kind of controlled. Outside of Edmonds running the ball, it kind of got close when that deep bomb to Kirk went down. Because even though I got that points too, it kind of narrowed the gap because he got the PPR catch on there.
Right.
And I was just like, great. If you're going to throw the ball, don't throw to that dude. Throw to anybody else. Throw to Fitz. Throw to D-Hop. Don't throw it to Kirk, because that's the one dude that can keep Stu, in the picture. Because whenever he threw to Kirk got the points, Stu got the points, I got the points, Kyler Murray got it. So I kind of had to keep that arm distance lead going into it, and I just squeezed it out.
Right.
That's how that was.
And here's the thing. I mean, I know when you look at a fantasy lineup, and I sometimes I overanalyze things, because I look at it like I look not just position. I look at whatever, I look at side to side. That's how I look at these fantasies. And if you notice, like you had Gesicki, who gave you 0, right? But you also had my dad on his side, his defense gave him 0. So you wash it out there, and then what he didn't have was some of his position players kind of step up and not, not perform to the stature of what he was obviously hoping for. But I know we just talked about Genius with his powerful 108, 82. We
powerful 109, baby.
Powerful 109,
109, baby.
And then we'll talk about my game. I took a victory this week. Got back in the winning column. I beat Kenny.
Did he get the paddle?
What did you say?
Did you give him the paddle?
No, I don't think. I don't know if I gave him the paddle. I beat him by what?
I think you got the most of the week. Yeah.
Did I get the most of the week?
Yeah. He got the paddle. That's what we call the paddle.
Okay. So yeah, I beat him 124-92 to 81-24. So I gave him a little bit of an ass whooping. Kenny, shout out to Soul Train. For me, it was, look, Wes and I had a discussion, okay? We had a discussion on Saturday night, and he was yelling at me for not putting in was it Saturday or was it Sunday? No, it was Sunday. It was Sunday.
I say he hates Ryan Tannehill. I said, no way. I was like, why do you hate Ryan Tannehill?
But my explanation to him was they had just played it, they had off 16 days, then they played, and then it was 4 days later they play again. And I didn't like the matchup. When I looked at statistics and I looked at Jared Goff, he plays better in California. The 49ers were depleted. It seemed like an easy victory to me. Like he was just going to light them up. He gave me 19 points. Do I want more on my quarterback? Yes. Do I want Kyler Murray numbers? Sure. But my advantage was that Kenny had Matt Ryan. Why he kept him on the bench is beyond me, and he started Andy Dalton.
You wanted that piece of that offense.
I guess. I mean,
even if he puts him in the game, he has no way to beat you. That's 24 more points. He still loses by 20.
right. But I mean, he also. I mean, look, that's all he had on his bench. He had a few bye weeks.
Struggled. Tyreek, one of his best receivers, struggled. 3 catches, 20.
Madison killed him.
Madison killed him.
No, look, let me tell you something. Tyreek Hill killed him because he still had an opportunity.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is gonna on a typical day is gonna give you that 7 or 8 catches. He's gonna give you over 100 yards.
Boom or bust. Boom or bust.
But yeah, I mean he's the ultimate boom bust. But Gallup didn't give him nothing. So that makeshift combo.
Trying to go for the stack.
But I had a pretty solid game. I mean, A.J. Brown, 22 points. Kenyon Drake, the GOAT, 28 points. Kenny Golladay, 14. Mixon gave me 14. My kicker gave me 11. I mean, I squeaked out a victory, and with that victory, put me in the playoff hunt. There's one person, not mentioning any names on this podcast, named Wes, that's not in the playoffs right now. Talk all the smack you want, buddy.
I don't know why.
You want, Commish. But we had some other good matchups. Shout out to Lewis. You can't know. I mean, what's going on? I mean, he's winning.
Yeah, I play him this week.
Yeah, and he won by 2 points. He won by. So this is a guy, Mike, and no shade to Lou. Love you, Lou. I do. You're my boy for a minute, but let's just say he makes questionable changes at times, or he has in the future, or in the past, or whatever. But he's making some good choices now. I mean, I will say this though, and he has to admit to this when he watches it, and I'll talk to him. He'll be here Saturday. We're hosting a poker game here on Saturday night. Shout out to my wife and kids who are getting the hell out of town for the weekend. But he has been the only one not really to be hurt by like injuries or COVID. I think everyone else has been really kind of torched by it. He's had a few. I'm not saying he hasn't been touched at all, but not as much as I think everybody else has. And he starts to run into a gauntlet at times. And what it does with that is when he looks at these other these teams like Genius, right? For example, this week, I could picture Lewis trying to set his lineup to not favor him, but to try to go against Genius, and that's where he's going to make the mistake.
Don't. He don't need to be getting no advice. He's in first place. You shouldn't be trying to give nobody advice. That's a first.
No, gotta give him advice. I'm just saying.
Move on to the next game. See this guy, Wes?
I know.
Wes.
He's trying to take out the champ, man. He's trying to take out the champ.
Trying to take out the champ, man. Show him the ring. Show him the ring.
Where is it? I got it around here.
But Kelly can't catch a break, man. He puts up 125 points and loses by 25, 50. There he goes. Mike Genius won the league last year, and so the winners of the league, they get a ring every year. So shout out to the commissioner who does that out of his own pocket.
Shout out to the commish.
What's up, co-commish? You owe me $15, by the way. But let's real quick before we move on to the bowl predictions and wind this down. We'll go down the line. I'm playing Colombian 6, Mr. Carlos Franco. I'm gonna get the dub. I'm gonna get the dub this week. I'm gonna call it 2 in a row, baby. I'm gonna win.
I hope you do. That'll be awesome if you beat him. You'll be both 4-3. He's moving down. I keep moving up.
I help out the family, baby. Help out the family. Then we got probably the sleeper of the week is gonna be Kenny versus my dad. I mean, Mike, you want to say who do you pick in that one, Mike? You don't even know who they have, man.
I don't even know what they got.
Exactly. You don't know that.
I know what your pops, though.
Look, I want to say this. maybe both of them may not even know who they have. So you may be a step ahead of them.
You gotta
All
have
right.
a-
Auto draft.
We got Wes versus Big Chips. Wes, what you gonna do this week, Wes?
I'm gonna try to keep this win streak going. I gotta find a running back and a kicker.
G, does he sound confident to you, G? What do you think, man?
I mean, he don't
Mike,
never,
what's your
never really too confident in my opinion, but he just plays. He just goes out there. He's not cocky. He just plays.
Exactly. I was like, I'm gonna find a player.
Simple old
Go to
West.
the guy.
Just like, we'll see what happens. Whatever happens.
Hey, Wes, the Falcons kicker available?
No, my man Young Ho.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I'm going on the waiver wire right after this. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
We got to kick Michael out too. I think it's time for him to go,
Yeah,
man.
I think I need a kicker this week. No, I got Prater. I'm good, Wes. You're good.
Been out too long. No.
No, but him and Prater went off. Like Prater had like 25 and Young Ho had like 20 points.
Yeah, I just picked him up. He got me 20 points in my league, so I was pretty happy about that.
Look, they got. I without looking at it, I'm going to look at it now. My brother versus Kelly. I mean, Kelly got Derrick Henry. He got that going for him, you know. I'm going to go Kelly this week. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to go Kelly this week. I mean,
you cannot go see your brother.
He may be here on Saturday too. You know, hey.
But you know, your brother hasn't put his guys in yet. That's you know, I mean, he got Carson on his bench. He got Keenan Allen on his bench. Lockett, Hunter Henry. He got all of the backups in right now. He ain't switched his lineup, man. He about to kill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Kelly got to make some moves. Yeah,
This is actually a tough matchup for Henry. The Steelers' defense is for real, man. I think he'll get some numbers, but I don't think it's going to be a monster performance.
No, he won't have 200 yards again. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Not against the Chiefs.
Then we got Butch versus Marshall. I don't know, man. Marshall's been falling, man. He has the Super Bowl the heebie-jeebies from the Super Bowl last year.
I said it week 2, didn't I? I told y'all week 2.
Yeah, he played. So last year, Mike, real quick recap because we're talking about Marshall. Wes and Marshall ran the league last year. Marshall was number 1, Wes was number 2, I was number 3 all season long. Genius was having a rough time, but then he went on a good little winning streak, and he sneaked into. You got the 6th spot, right? 5th spot. He had the 5th spot.
5, yeah.
Yeah, so he had the 5th spot. He played Marshall in the after Genius took out Wes. Genius played Marshall in the final game, and he lost. Who did he lose? He lost Derrick Henry.
Caffrey got hurt.
Yeah, and he lost his guys. Like
I beat him by 100. Just put it like that. He was beating everybody by 50, and I just doubled him up and beat him by 100.
He doubled him up. So you can't get these two guys on the same podcast. It's really crazy, you know. But I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Marshall this week. I'm gonna say he's gonna get up to Snide, and get a victory this week.
Definitely possible.
And then G, I mean, like you said, man. I mean,
I got the best defense in the world. That's all I know. So I should be all right. not my fantasy defense. I'm talking about overall in the league. Because there's no way you're the lowest score and have won 4 games.
I get it, man. I mean, when teams come to play Genius, they don't show up. So
they don't show up.
I'm gonna go with G again in this one.
I don't think Big Ben is gonna show up. I don't think Big Ben is gonna show up for him because his other quarterback's on a bye, Lamar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you caught him with his pants down. You caught him on his bye week.
Right, it's all about timing, baby. No Mark Andrews either. It's all about timing, baby.
Wait a second. I will say the only thing that on his lineup, his name is Lights Kamara Action, so I'm going to say Kamara playing against Carolina.
Carolina don't have that bad of a defense, though.
No, but they lost what's his name last week, and they showed signs of it last.
But if Michael Thomas come back, he's going to eat up some of those targets. Remember that.
Oh, absolutely. But I still think Kamara's going to run. I think actually, you know what? I think Latavius Murray's going to have a good week too. So, but no, I definitely, I'm gonna say you in this victory with the victory. There we go. All right. Well, look. Before we go, let's do. We'll just go quickly around the table. We'll start with you, Genius. We'll go to Genius, Wes, Mike, and I'll end it off.
Bold prediction.
The bold prediction of the week. One bold prediction. We don't know explanation. Just look at the camera and be like, boom. Go, G.
Raiders over the Bucks.
Woo!
That's it. You said no explanation. Raiders over the Bucks. That's it. Talk to me next week.
Come on.
Wes?
How about I follow? I'm a co-sign that. What do you want me to do?
Oh my God! Get original thought. You've been stealing his thoughts all night, dude. All night long. I hear you, Raider Nation. I hear you. All right. So look. So Wes. So since he picked your Raiders to win, give me a score, at least.
Oh, that game? 31-28.
Okay. Mike, bold prediction.
Well, I guess I already said it, right? Panthers over the Saints.
He already called it. I got it right here.
It.
Panthers over New Orleans.
Where you
But I
at?
will say one other one. The Jets get shut out 2 weeks in a row. Not really that bold. Gonna get shut out 35-0.
Well, hey, Gene, do me a favor. Come a little closer to the camera if you don't mind for me, buddy. You ready?
What?
Joe Burrow, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Hold up. I'm writing it down.
In a loss, right? In a loss.
Hey, I gave you a bold prediction. I didn't say win or lose.
We allowed that to Dak the other week, so it might be possible as long as we're up 30 again.
I'm just going to say. Now, I will add to that. And a victory. At home, Joe Burrow, 400-plus yards, 4 touchdown passes. 2 of them, A.J. Green.
You want to go 50 on that?
Now, see what I want to play poker this weekend. I don't want to, I don't want to lose.
All right, well, just do 25 then. Just 25.
I got a quarter somewhere. So,
No, $25, fool.
I got a payment of something this week. I can't do that, man. But look, super shout out, Mike. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Loved having you. Great show, great time. As always, the 2 best co-hosts in podcast history. Your man was signing off episode 6. Love you. Subscribe to the channel. If you don't subscribe to the channel, I'm going to come to your house and give you a wet willy, personally. Everybody. Nice. Tell everybody about it. Blow us up. Look, if Justin Bieber could get 1 billion followers on YouTube, can I get like 60,000? That's all I'm asking for. Like, give me something. Like, come on, man. I can look. If it takes a song and dance next week, I'll pop and lock for everybody. I don't care. I'll do it. But shout out to everyone. Shout out to America. Stay COVID free. Put your mask on. Do what you gotta do. Love y'all.